This is the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. It cost $100 million. And this is the Kumasi KJTR market. It is also the biggest market in West Africa, which also cost $248 million. But whenever it rains for 2 hours continuous, all these areas where these beautiful and expensive projects are located becomes swimming pools. These floods has been destroying many properties such as vehicles, buildings, schools, and many precious lives has been lost in the country due to floods. These floods are caused by the country's poor urban planning and development and inadequate drainage facilities. But now, the new Ghana minister responsible for works and housing, Honorable Francis Asenso Boache, has come out with how the government is working hard on building new drainage systems to bring an end to this annual flooding situation affecting the beautiful country.
The population of Accra has increased drastically ever since the drainage system was put in place. I think this is important for us to acknowledge that as a country, we haven't paid the necessary attention to drainage. I think successive governments have not paid attention to drainage provision when you compare it to, say, road construction. I've always said that there is a direct causal relationship between road construction and drainage. Yesterday, someone sent me a picture or a video of a place in Kumasi where a very state-of-the-art road that has been constructed in the Dichemsu area is being washed away because there is no drainage in that area. There's a storm drainage that should be fixed. So if you don't fix our drainage infrastructure, it will affect the roads that we are building. And the last 4 years, the akufo-addo administration has invested 450 million. That is million Ghana cedis. That is unprecedented. It has never happened in our history as part of the National Flood Control Program. And we intend to do more. We are actively engaging the Finance Ministry to even increase our investment. But we are also looking at other sources, securing loans and other sources, grants, to also address our drainage situation. I was born and bred in Kumasi. When we were growing up in Kumasi, it never occurred to us that it would rain and the place would be flooded. Last week, 24th and 25th July, most parts of Kumasi were flooded. So my engineers and myself will be paying a visit there, and I'll commission an investigation into the Kumasi drainage situation. Even in my community, Bantama, where I'm an MP, Bantama High Street, for the past few rains, 5 rains that have happened, the place have seen unprecedented levels of flooding in the Bantama High Street. We have been investigating, and this morning we've realized that the drainage system on the ground is choked with debris, solid waste. And that is why in my statement, I mentioned that regardless of government's intervention, the investment government will put in, we must see our quest to mitigate flooding as a shared responsibility. People are just dumping waste anyhow. In Kumasi markets, we have seen that one of the primary reasons that caused the flooding recently is a result of timber logs that are blocking the drainage channel leading to the KJTR market. The pictures are going on social media, and it's amazing. So we have a responsibility to be responsible in the way that we dispose of solid waste. a big part of the responsibility is also on the district assemblies. The last time when I visited Kumasi on my working tour, I was told by the city authorities that over 100 structures have been built on waterways. And when that is done, the storm water will find its way into the cities. And we are also required to make sure that when we are building our various houses, we have to create a space for vegetation, for flora and greenery. In fact, it is part of our planning laws. We call it site coverage areas, that about 40% of your residential development must be left for greenery. But today, people build and every place is cemented, covered by concrete. So the MMDAs are required to make sure that they don't give permits to people to build on waterways. And when that has happened, they must take corrective actions by making sure that those structures are demolished. During my working tour, I went to a place in here in Accra. Somebody has just built on a waterway. They are building a drain there. Someone has built there. I've since written to the Minister of Local Government to use his good offices to get the responsible metropolitan or municipal assembly to act on it. Government will continue to provide resources for drainage provision, but that will not be enough until we behave responsibly by making sure that we don't dump solid waste into drains. In line with the vision of the Coordinated Program of Economic and Social Development Policies, the goal for government infrastructure delivery is hinged on building a modern, resilient society to ensure that the development of infrastructure brings about improvement in the economic and social lives of Ghanaians. Mr. Chairman, it is significant to note that the akufo-addo government has, over the past 4 years, embarked on several interventions to increase the country's resilience to flooding. And it is on record that the financial commitment over the past 4 years, amounting to 450 million, remained the most significant investment by any government in our history. I'm happy to inform that the program, though still ongoing, has resulted in the reduction of flooding incidents since 2019. Altogether, the program has completed the construction of 19 kilometers of drains, whilst approximately thousands of kilometers of drains have been excavated, rechanneled, and maintained across the country towards reducing the perennial devastating flood. Accordingly, we have initiated the processes for the implementation of the 2021-2022 National Flood Control Program across the 16 regions of the country to improve our resilience to flooding. The ministry is actively engaging the Ministry of Finance for the issuance of commencement certificate for the implementation process to begin. Additionally, a flood early warning system is being developed to enhance flood resilience of communities within the basin and beyond. Our priority drain program will also be targeting other river basins across the country. Effective flood mitigation and management need strategic planning, effective stakeholder engagement, as well as an integrated and well-planned investment approach. Last Thursday, the ministry received cabinet approval for the establishment of the Ghana Hydrological Authority, whose mandate, among others, include the development of comprehensive drainage master plans to mitigate the effects of flooding and the protection of our coastlines. It is expected that the establishment of this authority will provide the needed avenue to plan, to mobilize private sector financing, oversee, monitor, and stem the uncontrolled and improper development of drainage systems across the country.